Morning showers, high 74. Chance of rain, 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, if you live in the Northeast and New England and you don't have a snowblower, well, you just might want to invest in one today, because a new winter storm, Juno, is powering up in the Midwest right now and has all the earmarks of becoming a hallmark snowstorm.
In fact, Juno has a real shot at becoming one of the top 5 snowstorms of record in Boston. But it's not just Boston. We're talking New York City, where more than a foot of snow is possible. How about eastern Long Island, where blizzard conditions are now looking likely? And in Boston, where that blizzard watch is in place, 2 to 2.5 feet of snow is possible before all is said and done.
And this is all shaping up to be a travel nightmare that will have ripple effects nationwide from coast to coast, especially on air travel. So consider changing your travel plans now if you can. We're covering all the angles of this blockbuster snowstorm, from the timing to impacts, right here, right now on Weather Center Live. Well, the very dangerous and likely historic winter storm Juno is on the move this morning, and we're getting you ready for it. Welcome to Weather Center Live on this Sunday morning. I'm Paul Goodlow.
And I'm Mark Elliott. You know, parts of the Northeast, from Delaware, New Jersey, northeastward into southern New England and down East Maine, you're in the bullseye for heaviest snow. Now, we use the term bullseye loosely because it's a huge area of real estate that are going to see massive amounts of snow. So today is the day to get out, get all of your supplies, guys. Food, fuel, salt, and possibly that new snowblower that Paul was telling you about.
Yeah, we're talking about millions of people. At this time, we're talking about 55 million plus people under some type of advisory, whether it's a winter weather advisory, a snow advisory, even blizzard warnings are issued for areas across the Northeast New England.
Yeah, so a huge area, the Northeast all the way back through the Ohio Valley.
Yeah, Juno's going to hit some of the biggest cities in the eastern U.S. Chicago, where you're having snow right now and some rain as well. The winds are kicking up. Detroit, you're also looking at snow developing with some strong winds and temperatures plunging. Cleveland, yet another 2 to 4 inches of snow in Pittsburgh. We could see a half a foot of snow before all is said and done, and that's on the lower side of how much snow we could see from this system.
And our goal, of course, is to help you plan for this storm, and that includes preparing for it and protecting those you care about. Janelle Klein will give us the details in Chicago, tracking those impacts.
All right, now let's begin with in our lab with our storm specialist, Dr. Greg Postel. And Greg, this has all the potential for perhaps a mega snowstorm in the east.
Yeah, it does. And you know what? You can see on the maps where it's kind of all beginning. It's out in the upper Midwest. And this is kind of a classic setup. You know, if you go back in the historical books and the annals of big snowstorms and blizzards in the Northeast, they kind of start in this way, as a clipper system moving through, and then they explosively deepen off the Northeast coast. Let's go to the maps and look at where it's snowing in the upper Midwest now. You know, it's a combo right now between rain and snow. There's not a ton of cold air yet with this. And I think even later on, this won't be the coldest of all snowstorms in the Northeast, but it will be cold enough to be largely snow for everyone. Let's look at some of these numbers out across the region. Ottumwa, Iowa, 33. Chicago now light snow. You've been kind of going back and forth. Midway a little earlier was light rain, but now O'Hare's light snow, and I think Midway you'll probably go over to light snow too. But overall, you know, it's kind of got this mixture flavor to it, right? It's a relatively weak system, pressure around 1,002, 1,003 millibars, kind of moving along, doing its own thing. Of course, bringing slippery travel with it along its north side, can't discount that, but it could be 20 degrees colder, and that's good news, right? So maybe some of those major roadways are more wet than white, but still watch out for slippery roads where it does snow. Of course, rain makes it slippery too, but Chicago, for example, by late this afternoon, I think the snow will be over by then, and then you can deal with some much better weather conditions as the system goes to the Northeast, though. But Janelle, you're in Chicago now, and it looks like the snow is picking up for you. So are you there? No? all right, I'm going to stay with these maps. How about that? Let's stay with these maps and talk about where this storm goes, because really it is going to, along its way, drop 1 to 3 inches. There we go. In between really Chicago and Indianapolis and Columbus, for example. But Chicago right in there, I don't know, you might get an inch. What do you think, Janelle Klein, who is in Chicago right now? Looks like it's a little bit more snowy than it was last time I talked to you.
Yeah, definitely picking up here, and really remarkable when you look at what was going on here just a few hours ago. We started the morning, basically no precipitation, really calm and warm. Temperatures in the mid-30s, and you can see within just the last few hours, this weather has changed dramatically. We are now looking at a lot of precipitation. In fact, we're finally starting to see snow accumulate here along Lake Michigan and downtown Chicago. Temperatures dipping into the 20s, and winds really a big factor here. Very, very strong winds, and of course, this is all foreshadowing as to what's going to happen on the East Coast, guys.
Janelle, thank you very much. That's right. It's foreshadowing a blizzard, we think, that will be ongoing in the Northeast beginning as early as tomorrow. Prepare now for it. Look at our snowfall map. We've got 2+ feet. I'm thinking 20 to 30 inches in parts of eastern New England. But it's not just there. It's New York, it's Philly, it's D.C., it's Pittsburgh, it's Albany, it's Rochester. I could name a million cities. And a lot of people. High winds and heavy snowfall. Find your place on that map, and you will be impacted significantly by this blizzard we think will occur. Weather Service has blizzard watches, meaning essentially less than a quarter-mile visibility and sustained winds over 30 miles per hour for 3 hours plus. I really think this will exceed that by a lot. It's got a lot going for it right now. It's 1,002 millibars, some warm air to boot, so not particularly cold yet. But this high-pressure system lurking to the north at 1022, not the coldest air mass in the world, but you know what? It's different than so many storms that we've seen this year that have not had that high pressure to the north. So that high pressure will help drain the cold air southward. Look at temperatures below freezing across the region on Tuesday morning. Pretty much everybody. And along with those cold winds, we'll have a strong pressure gradient bringing high winds too. So we'll have strong winds bringing some coastal flooding potential. Look at some of these wind gusts, guys, maybe 50 to 60 in Boston and in eastern Long Island. Coastal flood watches have been hoisted because of that. And then let's time it out. Beginning on Monday morning, it all starts, guys. Here comes the snowstorm, and it gets worse throughout the day and overnight on Tuesday. Heavy snow, high winds, blizzard conditions all up and down the northeast corner of the nation. Guys, I'm going to send it back to you with some travel in the northeast.
Thanks, Doc. Yeah, not only the Northeast, but really the I-70 corridor is what we're going to focus in on right now, because we've got this corridor, a long-distance roadway, one of those cross-country routes that so many people rely on, and the storm is going to be rolling right along I-70. We start off today as the rain will change over to snow. So Indianapolis, although you'll see some rain at times today, you will also see the snowflakes mixing in. I mean, look what happens by as early as tonight. You see Indianapolis not only in snow, but in steady and at times moderate snow across the area. Traveling I-70 towards Columbus, you'll be in snow the whole way. Continuing all the way to Baltimore, in fact, by late tonight into your morning commute, you're going to see that chance for some pretty significant snowfall. Now, we're also following this not only Monday, but into Monday night. So check out the Mid-Atlantic here. As we look at Monday night, snow showers will continue. The heavier stuff will be if you're going north on I-95, but I-70 won't be any picnic. More details on travel next.
Toenail fungus? Don't hide it, fight it with new FDA-approved Jublia. Jublia, a fenoconazole 10% topical solution, is a prescription medicine proven to treat fungal infections of the toenails. Use Jublia as instructed by your doctor. Most common side effects include ingrown toenail, application site redness, itching, swelling, burning or stinging, blisters, and pain. Fight it! Ask your doctor now if new Jublia is right for you.
Here are the keys, man. It's all mine. Parenthood isn't gonna change me. I'll still see the guys every weekend and rock out in the basement. Please.
Hey, where are you?
I'm still king of this castle.
Lots of great features. You're gonna love the backseat pocket.
It's not like I'm gonna get a minivan.
Life can surprise you. So can an Allstate agent. Now they can save you $3,000 on a new car with the Allstate Car Buying Service. The good hands are doing more than ever before.
Currently in our area, 57 degrees under fair skies. Today, plenty of sunshine. High 70. Winds northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, a few passing clouds. Low 51. Winds west-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, windy with morning showers. High 74. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Tracking what's shaping up to be the biggest storm of the season. We'll have live coverage from across the Northeast Monday morning on the Weather Channel.
My Tempur-Pedic made me fall in love with mornings again.
And I love how it conforms to my body. With Tempur-Pedic, the whole bed is comfortable.
The best thing we ever did for ourselves is helping to keep us young.
It's your year. Treat yourself to your best night's sleep with Tempur-Pedic.
Didn't you already do all this over there?
Just wait. Parties always end up in the kitchen.
Get more Pepsi and Tostitos with unbeatable prices. Backed by Savings Catcher. Walmart.
Shopping online is as easy as it gets. Wouldn't it be great if hiring plumbers, carpenters, and even piano tuners were just as simple? Thanks to Angie's List, now it is. We've made hiring anyone from a handyman to a dog walker as simple as a few clicks. Buy their services directly at angieslist.com. No more calling around. No more hassles. Start shopping from a list of top-rated providers today.
Angie's List is revolutionizing local service again. Visit angieslist.com today.
There's something in the air. Something in the sand. It's called All Right. And it's something you can only find here. Jamaica, home of All Right.
I didn't see it go into the hole. I seen it plowing, and then all of a sudden I seen the hole there with the bucket sticking out of it.
That's a witness describing a partial collapse on the top floor of a hotel parking deck. It happened in Secaucus, New Jersey. Now, a worker walked away with just minor injuries after his snowplow fell through the concrete upper deck and left a gaping hole as big as 8 parking spaces. Now, the collapse destroyed an SUV on the floor below. Engineers have declared this structure unsafe, and perhaps the entire deck may have to come down. Again, that's trouble for parking. What about trouble for travel? And that is our developing winter storm Juno here. I'm going to start you off noon tomorrow because I want to talk about the winds. In the interior, not a big deal. The I-95 corridor from Philly to New York, through Long Island, out to Boston. Look at the winds here, gusting at times to 20, 25 miles per hour. And that just continues to get stronger and stronger as we head throughout the day on Monday. And then you start really seeing these winds go from just strong and gusty to just absurdly insane here up to the Cape and the Islands. We're talking even Montauk. Eastern Long Island here, 75 miles per hour. That's hurricane force strength wind gust here, category 1. Again, that's as our low really starts to wind up here by Tuesday. It is not diminishing a whole lot. Finally, by Tuesday night, we start to diminish the winds under 15 in terms of the gust, and then perhaps travel starts to getting back to normal sometime on Wednesday. But that's not after dumping and digging out of a couple of feet of snow. The bullseye for the heaviest snow in New England, 2 or more feet, but we cannot sleep on New York City and Long Island surrounding areas. We're here in the pink. That is 1.5 feet to maybe 2 feet of snow in New York City as this storm starts to crank up. Mark?
Well, Massachusetts is preparing for this potentially historic hit from Winter Storm Juno. And joining us now is Peter Judge from the Massachusetts Emergency Management Agency, live now on the phone with us. Peter, thanks so much for taking the time with us.
My pleasure, Mark.
So let's talk a little bit about how you're preparing for this storm. I mean, we haven't seen a storm with this kind of potential since about 2 years ago with Winter Storm Nemo. How are you guys getting ready in advance of the storm?
Well, we've had a series of conference calls with the Weather Service. This afternoon, we're actually bringing a number of folks in from our various agencies and organizations to basically get our plans in place for late on Monday night. So we're anticipating a real serious event here, and we're going to work hard to reach out to the folks and make sure they understand the severity of this event.
And we were just looking at some of the forecast frames here, calling for up to a foot of snow Monday night and then an additional foot of snow by Tuesday. How many extra personnel do you bring in? What do you do to make sure that your people in Massachusetts stay safe with that amount of snow on the way?
Well, as you said, it's been a while since we've had something this severe, but handle snow ultimately here in Massachusetts. So it'll be just getting our ducks in a row, and our local communities are all set and be ready for the storm.
So what do you want to get out to the people of Massachusetts? What do you want people to know about with this storm approaching?
Any winter storm, you want to be the potential.
So obviously we're having a little bit of communication trouble, but we're going to continue to follow this storm. Boston, get ready. I mean, a foot to a foot and a half of snow on the way, which means you need to be prepared now.
And all you have to do is look back 2 years ago. Winter Storm Nemo, officially in Boston, 24.8 inches of snow. This could top that. We're talking you might need a yardstick, 3 feet to measure snow in some areas, even in Boston proper.
And anything over 24 inches becomes a top 5 storm for Boston. So a historically huge storm for the Boston area.
Well, stick around. We'll have much more in terms of how you need to prepare for this storm and the timing of it coming up with our expert right after your local on the 8s.
Before ISS, before Hubble, we built the most extraordinary machine. Stand nose to nose with Space Shuttle Atlantis, one of thousands of exciting things to explore at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Always exploring.
Didn't you already do all this over there?
Just wait. Parties always end up in the kitchen.
Get more Pepsi and Tostitos with unbeatable prices. Backed by Savings Catcher. Walmart.
Ho, ho, ho.
At 100 calories, not all food choices add up. Some are giant, some not so giant. When managing your weight, bigger is always better.
Ho, ho, ho.
Green Giant.
Oh no. Can you fix it, Dad?
Yeah, I can fix that. I wanted a car that could handle anything. I fixed it! That's why I got a Subaru Legacy.
Symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 36 mpg.
I gotta break more toys.
Introducing the all-new Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
My Tempur-Pedic made me fall in love with mornings again.
And I love how it conforms to my body. With Tempur-Pedic, the whole bed is comfortable.
The best thing we ever did for ourselves is helping to keep us young.
It's your year. Treat yourself to your best night's sleep with Tempur-Pedic.
What if your morning routine weren't so routine? Try one-a-day VitaCrave's Chewy Bites. Complete multivitamins with nutrients like B vitamins and vitamin D in chocolatey flavors. $2 off at oneaday.com.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
Before ISS, before Hubble, we built the most extraordinary machine. Stand nose to nose with Space Shuttle Atlantis, one of thousands of exciting things to explore at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Always exploring.
Tonight at 9, we're taking our cameras to 14,000 feet.
This ain't a good place to make a mistake.
With these extreme fortune seekers.
Look how blue that is!
Gambling on the dig of their lives.
Get down now! This is an absolute extreme situation. If this is my last year on the mound, be a fine way to go out.
Xfinity from Comcast gives you a front row seat to every team in the NHL. With NHL Center Ice, you can follow your favorite teams no matter where you live. You get up to 40 out-of-market games a week. And with the Sports app, only on X1, you can see all the live scores in real time and easily switch between close games. Order NHL Center Ice right now for just 4 easy payments of $24.99. Call 1-800-XFINITY or go online.
The DC-59 Animal is the most powerful cordless vacuum. It's powered by the Dyson digital motor,
has 2-tier radial cyclone technology and no loss of suction.
I was completely blown away by how much power it has.
It's balanced for cleaning up high, down low, and in between.
It seamlessly goes through my entire house.
To learn more about the DC-59 animal, visit Dyson.com/DC59.
The call and consultation are free.
Call 1-800-307-9899.
Currently in our area, 58 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, plenty of sunshine. High 70. Winds northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, a few passing clouds. Low 51. Winds west-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, windy with morning showers. High 74. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Breaking now, new information as a blizzard watch has been issued for New York City. Don't be fooled by the tranquil view outside your skyscraper today. This blizzard watch kicks off Monday afternoon and evening all the way through Tuesday evening, and a lot of snow is on the way. Let's go into some of the details here as to why New York City and Boston and everywhere in between is under a blizzard watch because of Winter Storm Nemo. Here we go. Here's that newest blizzard watch from Toms River, New Jersey, up through New York City, then all of Long Island, southern Connecticut, all the way up through eastern Massachusetts. Blizzard watches are in play. And this is the amount of snowfall that we're talking about for the New York City area. 18 to 24 inches of snow. This includes much of northern and north central Jersey, getting pretty close to New Brunswick, right through Union County, Middlesex County, and straight on down Long Island. A lot of snow is on the way, up to 2 feet of snow. Here's the wide view. It's not just the big cities. This is a huge area. 55 million people under one of these alerts between advisories and warnings, watches up through New England because we've got about a day still, but these are going to transition over to warnings. Here's what we're seeing already. Look at that counterclockwise spin as our storm gets better organized. The snow side of things from Des Moines all the way over towards Chicago now. Chicago, you have crashed over to snow. This storm is going to get off the East Coast and absolutely crank. Look at all these lines showing up. Those are lines of equal pressure. The more there are, the more wind there will be. So this will be a wind-blown snow as it leaves the Ohio Valley and gets off the coast. Tomorrow, things really ramp up. We're looking at a huge storm setting up tomorrow into Tuesday. Widespread heavy snow across New England. Paul, over to you.
Well, from snow to severe, a small Mississippi town is recovering from a tornado that hit 2 days before Christmas. Our Maria LaRosa explains how the disaster turned Christmas celebrations into a time of hard work and reflection for its victims and the first response team of America.
Christmas morning in Columbia, Mississippi, and Linda Bolton's family has gathered not to open gifts around the tree, but to salvage them from the rubble.
We've lost everything. The toys, for your children, the gifts for your wives, the husband, whatever the case may be. When that wind came through, man, it took everything.
Linda was inside her home as it was ravaged by the EF3 tornado just 2 days before Christmas.
I've never seen nothing like it. You just think that's it. You really think that's the end.
Her home was one of 12 lived in by close relatives along this half-mile stretch of road. Every one of them was damaged or destroyed by the storm.
It wiped us completely out. You know, some people can take a loss and go to their other family member's house, but we all live around each other.
Soon after the tornado struck, the First Response Team of America began a 17-hour, 1,000-mile drive from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and arrived in Columbia on Christmas Eve.
I just knew that on Christmas morning, people were going to be out in their rubble. I wanted my team to be here for these families.
On Christmas Day, the team went to work for the Boltons, sacrificing their holiday to help the family start over.
When they see it being cleaned up and the rubble being removed, they instantly begin to find hope.
That's just a blessing. I mean, you just can't find, you just find people like that every day.
While this was far from a typical Christmas, the Bolton family received a precious gift, one that didn't come boxed and wrapped in a bow.
The lives that are here, that means more than the gifts that were lost. It makes Christmas better, it really does.
Take a live look at New York City right now. Again, a far cry from just 48 hours from now. There's a blizzard watch issued going into effect tomorrow afternoon, right on through Tuesday evening because of Juno.
Yeah, blizzard watches from coastal Jersey all the way up through Massachusetts. Zooming in on New York City because this is the newest watch. Look at this amount of snow. 12 to 18 on the low end, as much as 2 feet possible.
Responding by storm, powered by Ram trucks. Guts, glory, Ram.
In a work world. Take time for Sunday. Just know that your truck has a little thing for Monday.
For the ride around Norfolk, and I just wanted to say Geico is proud to have served the military for over 75 years.
Roger that. Captain's waiting to give you a tour of the Wisconsin now.
Could have parked a little bit closer. It's going to be dark by the time I get there.
Geico, proudly serving the military for over 75 years.
Hold your own with a confident look for any occasion. Right now at Men's Warehouse, select suits are on sale for $199.99. Plus, buy one, get one free on almost everything else in the store. Confidence in every look. Only at Men's Warehouse.
Is your back acting up again? Is lower back pain a daily drain? If you're one of the millions who suffer from the agony of lower back pain, you need Be Active, the revolutionary new acupressure system that instantly helps ease discomfort in your lower back, buttocks, and legs. Watch. Just slip on Be Active and tighten the strap. You'll instantly begin experiencing relief. Look, back pain often radiates from the lower back to your lower extremities, but apply Be Active to the trigger point on the calf muscle to instantly relieve pain. The secret is the AcuPoint pressure pad that gently compresses, alleviating pain at the sciatic nerve and lower back for instant relief.
I just slide it on, I tighten the strap, I feel the pressure point right behind my knee, and right away I feel the release of pain in my lower back.
Be Active provides firm pressure behind the knee on the specific pressure point, which can help relieve the pain and suffering from sciatica.
Wow, that's I can feel comfort already.
It's like right away relief.
I just put it on, but I can feel it already easing the pain.
But now I don't feel the pain at all. This is really something.
You can't see the relief? I can feel it.
It kind of feels like it's relaxing that muscle.
I definitely wish I found this a couple months ago.
Be Active gives you the ability to instantly be active again. Wear it while exercising. Keep up with the kids. It's invisible under clothing, comfortable enough to sleep in. Be Active easily adjusts to fit any length so everyone can live pain-free. Be Active is always there to deliver the pain relief you need. Now start living pain-free with the acupressure point therapy of Be Active for just $19.99. But wait, call now and we'll double the offer free. Just pay separate processing. If you don't begin to get instant relief, send it back and owe nothing. You get it all for just $19.99. So call or click now.
To order, call 1-800-370-7747. That's 1-800-370-7747 or go online to beactivebrace.com. Call or click today.
From Dennis Leary and Bob Fisher, it's a new season of the comedy about life.
Tell me when you came out of line of fire. Ow!
Death.
Oh. I think it looks worse than it is.
And everything in between.
Can I date your sister?
She is a terrible girlfriend.
Actually, she's being great. Oh, damn.
An all-new season of Sirens, this Tuesday at 10 on USA.
Currently in our area, 58 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, plenty of sunshine. high 70. Winds northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, a few passing clouds. Low 51. Winds west-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, windy with morning showers. High 74. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Tonight at 9. Get down now! Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Tonight at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Breaking now, a blizzard watch has been issued for New York City, officially in effect Monday afternoon through Tuesday evening. That's when the blizzard conditions could arrive for New York.
And again, take a look at this max here in the darkest blue. Those are the blizzard watches. In fact, these are the snow we're expecting. We're talking 1 to 2 feet or more possible here during this blizzard. Winds gusting easily 20, 30 miles per hour, perhaps up to 50 miles per hour. Travel will be difficult, if not impossible, as we head Monday night through Tuesday. Got to be prepared now for this blockbuster snowstorm, our biggest so far of this year, perhaps the biggest in 2 years across the region.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back to Weather Center Live on this Sunday morning. I'm Paul Goodlow.
And I'm Mark Elliott. There are now 24.2 million people under these blizzard watches that stretch from north coastal New Jersey all the way through eastern Massachusetts, including New York and Boston.
In fact, right now, today, now's the time to prepare and get all your supplies ready. The food, the fuel, the salt, the batteries, maybe even a brand new snowblower. And also, you got to have books and stuff for the kids to do, maybe even homework. You can email homework from teachers because they will not have school for at least 2, maybe 3 days across parts of the Northeast.
And look at this swath of people impacted by this storm. Again, we said 24.2 million under blizzard warnings. That's that dark blue color all the way on the right side of your screen, including New York and Boston. But if you count all of the alerts issued by the National Weather Service offices, more than 55 million people.
In fact, some of them are the biggest cities in the eastern seaboard will be feeling the impacts from Juneau, Minneapolis. We got some impacts right now into tonight and into tomorrow morning as well. Indianapolis, snow and then maybe dropping temperatures could create an ice threat. Athens, Ohio, freezing drizzle and light snow there. Pittsburgh, we could see about a half a foot of snow there, and that will pale in comparison to other big snow totals. I hate to say poo-poo, 6 inches of snow, but that's big for Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
We're talking maybe 5 times that across areas of New England.
And of course, our goal is to help you plan, prepare, and protect those you care about. We're getting live coverage now. Janelle Klein is live in Chicago, tracking the impacts there where the snow has really picked up.
And also our storm specialist, Dr. Greg Postel, is in the lab right now. We'll start with Greg about the timing of this storm. Again, Greg, we could see 2.5 feet of snow from this system.
Yeah, I'm going 20 to 30 is sort of the mindset that I've got across parts of eastern New England, including Boston, and then a lot, obviously, farther to the south. So let's now look at where it's all starting. In Chicago, kind of, anyway, right? It's 30 degrees. We got some light rain and light snow mixed into the tower cam. Looks kind of messy out there. Right now, this sort of precursor, this seedling little system is not all that cold yet, but that's going to change. Let's have a look at the maps across the upper Midwest now because of what's going on now, obviously impacting travel and lives here, but it is also going to be developing into something much greater and much more significant, I think, as we head in the next 24 to 72 hours. There we go. We got areas of light snow across the region, but the temperatures really aren't too bad. But be careful of slippery roads, of course. Anytime it's snowing, there are obviously possible some slippery spots. But also 32 degrees, I imagine the highways are not too bad, more wet than white. But let's time it out now through the Midwest because all of you in Indianapolis, Chicago, everywhere in between in central Ohio are going to get some snow today. You're going to get a few inches, we think, as this relatively benign little system, not particularly strong now, moves across the Ohio Valley and drops generally 1 to 3 inches. Chicago may be indeed one of those places that picks up maybe an inch. We'll see exactly how that happens. But right now, I'm going to send it over to Janelle Klein, who is in Chicago, where now it does appear to be more snow than rain. Janelle.
Yeah, definitely turning to snow, and you guys can see a little bit of the accumulation here as we are standing near Lake Michigan. We're seeing a little more of the wind. We're seeing a lot more of those cold temperatures, and as you said, this is all a precursor to what's to come. I don't want to say the calm before the storm because I don't necessarily think it's calm out here with these 30-mile-an-hour winds, but this really is a foreshadow as to what we're going to see with Juno as it heads east. Here in Chicago right now, we have seen a remarkable change since this morning. This morning, even about 3 hours ago, we were seeing calm weather, temperatures in the 30s and no precipitation. Now we're seeing exactly this. A lot of snow coming down, sleet, heavy winds. It's not keeping the joggers from being out here, but certainly not pleasant. This will continue through the day. We will start to see more accumulation. As you said, about an inch of snow in Chicago, maybe a little more than that as it heads south. But the bigger story is that as this system moves east, it's going to pick up steam through Columbus, through Pittsburgh, and once it hits the East Coast, as you guys have been mentioning, we're going to see some pretty serious conditions. So definitely something we're keeping an eye on and something a lot of people need to brace for as we head into the early part of this week.
That's exactly right. Thank you very much, Janelle Klein, reporting from Chicago. Now let's have a look at what this thing becomes, because look at some of these numbers on the map, which show you very significant snows that are going to be really beginning in earnest tomorrow. But right now, it may not look so bad. Let's go live to Hartford, Connecticut, for example, where it is beautiful today. You might be waking up thinking, this looks like a good day, maybe the start to a very pleasant week weather-wise. But you know what? Sometimes they start like this. A beautiful day, but treacherous conditions are coming tomorrow, we think, with high winds and potentially impossible travel conditions with a blizzard moving in to the area. Let's go to the map right now again. Look at all this territory covered by this kind of significant snow. New York, we're going 18 to 24. You now are under blizzard watch in New York. And that Philly, can't forget Philly. Perhaps up to 1.5 feet. D.C. gets a few inches, but it's not just the big cities. It's everybody in between. You will be affected. Small towns all across the Northeast. We have blizzard watches there out across parts of the Northeast, and we can zoom in on that particular area right now, even going down through central Jersey. This is just breaking news, guys. Blizzard conditions means we expect low visibilities under 1/4 mile and winds over 30 miles per hour sustained for more than 3 hours. I think we're going to meet that. Let's look at these ingredients coming together right through Tuesday. What's different this time around with this low pressure system that will be explosively deepening beginning late tomorrow and overnight tomorrow night and into Tuesday is the fact that we have cold high pressure to the north that will funnel the cold air in. So this is not really going to be so much of an issue of who gets rain and who gets snow and where that rain snow line is going to be. Primarily an all snow event, potentially powdery snow, blowing it around. Blowing snow could be a problem with all this wind that we've got forecasted thanks to that pressure gradient, the difference in pressure between that low pressure storm system and the high to the north. With that strong pressure gradient, look at some of these wind gusts that are forecasted by the models. 50 to 60, that sounds about right to me on Nantucket. Maybe not quite so high in Boston, but it is going to be windy enough to produce some significant coastal flooding. So let's move through the maps here as we go tomorrow morning. Rapid development of this blizzard off the coast, bringing very heavy snow on its northwestern quadrant. Guys, all the way Boston, New York, everywhere in between through the Northeast is going to go all the way through Tuesday night and last into Wednesday. Mark, you got some travel for us.
Yeah, you know, this is a big-time storm, Doc, that has enough potential here that we could see a loss of life. Whiteout conditions, blizzard conditions, really dangerous stuff across the area. Now, this is some of the stuff that you need to be ready for. We're going to give you tips on how you can prepare. You know, if you live in an area that can see snow like this, maybe you want to consider purchasing an emergency generator, but make sure you read all the warnings that come along with that, where to use it, where to store it, when to use it. There can be deaths with generators as well. You might want to charge up your phone now and add those emergency contacts into your phone. Make sure that power is full before the storm in case you do lose power, and don't go out there if you don't have to, especially with whiteout conditions. Stay inside and stay safe. Paul, travel is going to be one of many issues with this storm. Let's update on 995.
Yeah, this is going to sneak up on a lot of people here again. Tonight, we start to see the conditions go downhill across the Mid-Atlantic. If you're heading out to watch the Pro Bowl from sunny Arizona across the Mid-Atlantic, again, it's a night game, East Coast time. We'll start to see some of that wintry mix come into D.C. and Baltimore. And then by the morning, we're talking Philadelphia to New York, we start to see the snow come on through there as well. And then even Boston by midday in the evening rush. Again, if you start seeing that snow come down, be prepared for almost whiteout conditions pretty quickly. As 2 years ago, Nemo, we caught thousands of people off guard across this region. People stuck on the road overnight because of the snow. Yeah, we're going to see this again as we head through tomorrow into tomorrow night as the bulk of this wind and snow comes on through here. If you want to know how to drive in whiteout conditions, we'll have tips coming up after your local on the 8s.
Currently in our area, 60 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, plenty of sunshine. High 70. Winds northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, a few passing clouds. Low 51. Winds west-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, windy with morning showers. High 74. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
My feet felt so heavy at the end of the day.
They used to get really tired.
Until I started gelling.
I got Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles.
When they're in my shoes, my feet and legs feel less tired.
It's like walking on a wave.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles.
I'm a believer.
Toenail fungus? Don't hide it, fight it with new FDA-approved Jublia. Jublia, efinaconazole 10% topical solution, is a prescription medicine proven to treat fungal infections of the toenails. Use Jublia as instructed by your doctor. Most common side effects include ingrown toenail, application site redness, itching, swelling, burning or stinging, blisters, and pain. Fight it! Ask your doctor now if new Jublia is right for you.
Nabbed, booked, locked up. Case closed? You don't know ARP. Because the AARP Fraud Watch Network means everyone can protect themselves and their families from scams and identity theft. With local alerts, tips from law enforcement, and the inside scoop from former con artists. Real possibilities to stay ahead of the bad guys. If you don't think beat con men at their own game when you think AARP, then you don't know ARP. Find more surprising possibilities and get to know us at aarp.org/possibilities.
I typed my name, and Ancestry opened the door to the world's largest online collection of family history records. Discover your story today at Ancestry.com.
My Tempur-Pedic made me fall in love with mornings again.
And I love how it conforms to my body. With Tempur-Pedic, the whole bed is comfortable.
The best thing we ever did for ourselves is helping to keep us young.
It's your year. Treat yourself to your best night's sleep with Tempur-Pedic.
If you're driving and you can't see clearly for 1 second at 60 miles per hour, you can't see clearly for 88 feet. And a lot can happen in 88 feet. That's why Bosch created the new Icon with ClearMax 365. It's a rubber technology for longer lasting performance, not found on any other wiper blade. Because like you, Bosch cares about what's ahead.
Nexium, the purple pill, is available without a prescription for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection, so no matter where you go or who you're with, nothing is holding you back. This is Nexium Level Protection, the #1 prescribed acid-blocking brand, available without a prescription for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Nexium Level Protection.
Whether it's snow, sand, or mud, there's only one way to keep your vehicle's floor perfectly protected all year long. WeatherTech floor liners, laser measured to perfectly protect your specific vehicle, front, back, even up the sides. So what gets in the liner stays in the liner until you wash it away. Shop now at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech, proudly made in America.
Well, Hartford and other cities in New England clearing away several inches of snow from Winter Storm Iola, but that's nothing compared to what is coming with Winter Storm Juno. This winter storm getting set to plaster New England with up to 2 to even 3 feet of snow. 20 to 30 inches of snow along with blizzard conditions is not out of the question. And of course, this will create extremely dangerous, if not impossible, driving conditions. As Juno makes its way from the Midwest into the Northeast, we want to see how the storm is affecting your towns. If you're already in the Midwest and seeing snow, you can already start doing this. Tweet us your pictures using the hashtag Juno, and you may see one of yours on our shows here at the Weather Channel. Of course, today, Chicago in the crosshairs of Juno, and Paul is tracking every move from the Midwest to the Northeast.
Yeah, take a live look here at the Windy City as Winter Storm Juno is really starting to pass by there. It's kind of in the clipper mode right now before it transitions to a nor'easter. As we head towards tomorrow, you see some wet snowflakes hitting the lens here. Temperatures have dropped from the mid-30s now to upper 20s in some locations, but 30 officially at O'Hare as we have snow coming on through there. Maybe a slushy inch of snow or so. Look at the radar right now. You can see even though the snow is coming down right now in Chicago, we're close to the end of this snow here. But this is truly just the beginning. You're just getting off with barely a slap on the wrist here in Chicago. Other areas to the east in the Ohio Valley, the interior of the Northeast, we're getting a sizable shot with this system, but it's the Northeast, it's New England, which will get just slapped down, almost beat down with this system. Again, it's a clipper system coming on through, so we're going to track this energy here, which is now across the Midwest, as it transitions pretty quickly from the Midwest and Ohio Valley across the Southeast, maybe after a few sprinkles. Birmingham, Atlanta, not a big weather event for you, but then as it comes offshore, we have a stronger surface low form. Again, compared to the land, the ocean here, the Atlantic, is relatively frictionless. Helps that wind goes in faster, helps the strong deepen quicker, and this thing will really start cranking up as we head through Monday night into Tuesday, and Tuesday night. And look how close these lines are. This is a sign of an extremely deep, strong, windy system. Hurricane force wind gust, not out of the question. Tropical storm force wind gust, a given across this region. Monday into Tuesday, not to mention a bunch of snow. Right now, the snow is coming here across the Ohio Valley and Midwest. It continues overnight into tomorrow morning to the Mid-Atlantic and then pushing into the Northeast as we head throughout the day. In New York City surrounding areas, your schools, I'd close them early if I was you, but again, I'm not in control of the schools. That's my advice, my professional advice. Then by Tuesday, wow, schools are still going to be closed region-wide, maybe as far south and west as Philly, but definitely through New England, as we could be dealing with a couple of feet of snow and blowing snow as well. Chicago, a little bit of snow, but overnight we start seeing more snow here across central Ohio, maybe 3 to 5, even on towards the Pittsburgh area as well. Mark?
And the Red Cross is now preparing for potential problems as well. Winter Storm Juno could certainly bring several of those problems throughout the Northeast corridor. Michael DeVolpierre is from the American Red Cross, joining us now by phone from New York City. Michael, tell us a little bit about how the New York area is getting ready ahead of these problems from our winter storm.
Sure. Thanks for having me on. The Greater New York Red Cross is across the region. We have supplies and volunteers at the ready to support any storm-related emergencies. We're working very closely and eyeing the storm with our local offices of emergency management, but we're ready to respond to potential large-scale extended power outages, collapsed roofs, and then we see a higher incidence of home fires and also more severe fires in extreme weather like this. So we really urge people to be as safe as possible when heating their homes. But now is really just a great time to get prepared in advance of the storm, to check on your supplies, make sure you have water, non-perishable foods, baby supplies, batteries, flashlight, charge your phones, make sure you have warm clothing for all family members. Be mindful of your pet needs. Great time right now to also prepare and stock some supplies in your car. Although we don't advise traveling in the middle of a storm, it's still important to have some important supplies like a shovel, blanket, batteries, flashlight, first aid kit, which is all critical. But the Red Cross is at the ready to support any storm-related emergencies.
And Michael, as the Red Cross is one of our big partners here, we only have about 30 seconds left, but do you know how many shelters they're planning on opening that we can tell people about?
Right now, I don't know of shelters that are planning on opening, but we advise people to keep an eye on redcross.org, our website, for info on Red Cross services in the community. And we also have preparedness resources on that website, including information on our free preparedness apps that can help prepare for the storm and any emergency.
All right, Michael DeVaulpierre with the American Red Cross. Such a great partner, especially at times of need like this.
And stick around. Much more on Winter Storm Juno coming up after your local on the 8s.
So we've had a Tempur-Pedic for a while, but now that we have the adjustable base, it's even better.
I'm gonna go up.
When I put my feet up on this bed, my stress just goes away.
Visit your local retailer and discover how Tempur-Pedic can move you.
The more you learn about your insurance, the more gaps you may find. Like how you thought you were covered for this, when you're really only covered for this. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Atlantic Beach, Florida.
Oh, love it.
Home of Louisiana.
Oh, fantastic food. Carefree, Arkansas.
Been there.
Looneyville, Texas.
Done that. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Phil and I go way back. Love that little animal.
Starting tomorrow, Jim Cantori joins Sam Champion and Jennifer Delgado on AMHQ.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here, and that's just Sam.
Weekday mornings at 7, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 60 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, plenty of sunshine. High 70. Winds northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, a few passing clouds. Low 51. Winds west-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, windy with morning showers. High 74. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
In commodities, rawhide bones are up while pig ears traded even for the day. Overseas, the French locals are celebrating Bastille Days.
Didn't you already do all this over there?
Just wait. Parties always end up in the kitchen.
Get more Pepsi and Tostitos with unbeatable prices. Backed by Savings Catcher. Walmart.
Energizer Ultimate Lithium, the world's longest lasting AA battery in high-tech devices. Up to 6 times longer than the other leading brand.
There's something in the people, something in the sand, there's something in the air, something in the water, something in the night, and it's something you can only find here. There's something in the people, something in the sand, there's something in the air, something in the water, something in the night. It's called All Right, and it's something you can only find here. Jamaica, home of All Right.
Consultation are free.
Call 1-800-307-9899.
Tonight at 9. Get down now!
Inspectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Tonight at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back. Take a live look at Boston right now, where the sun is shining, but don't let the sunshine fool you. 36 degrees right now, but we're under a blizzard watch. We expect the brunt of this storm to come blasting on through here tomorrow night through all day long on Tuesday. And look at this. We can see more than 2 feet of snow. Could be our top 5 snowstorm for the region.
20 to 30 inches of snow is not out of the question. It starts off tomorrow with just some light snow, but really ramps up tomorrow night.
Yeah, again, schools might be in session tomorrow, maybe an early dismissal, but definitely Tuesday, no doubt. Schools and businesses will be closed. Prepare for that. You might be shut in for at least a day or 2, because just on Monday night, we're talking maybe a foot overnight, and then throughout the day on Tuesday, another foot. But don't forget, we're talking a blizzard here. Winds sustained 20 to 30, snow blowing sideways. Some of the drifts could be 3, 4, 5 feet. Travel will be nearly impossible across the region. Snow slowly tapering off into Wednesday.
Yeah, and of course, the Massachusetts government is already giving out some tips on what to do after the storm has passed. For example, if you lose power, seal off unused rooms by stuffing towels under the doors. Unplug all sensitive electronic equipment if you do lose power, but leave a lamp on so you know when that power comes back on. And make sure you check on your neighbors. They might need help, especially if they're older. Your neighbors are going to need a lot of help on this one. Everyone has to come together at times like this.
And the bottom line is, do not let your guard down. Keep on top of the forecast. It continually changes, especially the timing of this. It'll catch a lot of people off guard. They always do. So be aware of the forecast. And let's get the very latest in this forecast and head to the lab.
Yeah, Dr. Greg Postel standing by. Over to you, Doc.
Mark and Paul, thank you guys very much. It's all starting right now across the upper Midwest. It's a fairly weak system with some rain and snow mixed. Not a terribly cold one right now, but let's look at some of those areas that are being impacted in the Midwest. Chicago, Moline, Madison, Milwaukee, Ottumwa, Iowa. So some light to moderate snow, temperatures in the low 30s, should be ending later on this afternoon, and we can time that out, showing you that this storm, and you wonder why am I talking about this if we're going to have a blizzard? Well, you know what? This is the beginning of it right here, because this one evolves as it moves toward the east and eventually becomes the blizzard tomorrow. So it kind of doesn't look like much throughout the day, but still brings a swath of 1 to 3 across the region. We can't discount that because you got to include the areas that are snowing right now, including Chicago. So then what? Right? Well, this is what happens. We think tomorrow, very highly populated areas of the Northeast are going to get crushed with snow. A lot of it. We have areas 2 feet plus. I'm thinking 20 to 30 in spots in eastern Massachusetts. And then I think less as you go farther southwest from there. So New York, in excess of a foot is definitely a good bet. And then Philly, and a little bit less there, and less so even in D.C. But everywhere, I don't want to discount the small towns and the places that, you know, we don't often talk about. You're going to get hit very hard by this blizzard as well. So please stay tuned for all the latest. Travel will become dangerous, if not impossible. It will be cold and windy, and it will be a true blizzard in many locations, particularly along the coast, where we do get those sustained winds. Right now, we have blizzard watches out. Those are in effect now, meaning that we expect blizzard conditions tomorrow across that region. That's all this area in dark blue. Does include New York City, New Haven, Providence, and Boston, and many counties surrounding those big cities in the I-95 corridor. Guys, the evolution from now until then is going to look like this when you put temperatures and pressures on there. There's a cold high to the north. This is an ingredient that's been missing from many of the storms so far this year. That will help keep cold air anchored up here in southeastern Quebec. And as the low strengthens, explosively so, we think, across parts of the Atlantic Ocean, just east of New England, that cold high pressure will filter in the cold air, and that will likely keep this thing, at least for the vast majority of it, an all-snow event. Again, this will be different than many of the rain snow makers we've seen this year. All snow for the most part, and very windy. Look at the pressure difference between the high and low. That's called a pressure gradient. The stronger the pressure gradient, typically, the stronger the winds. And we've got wind gusts in the models that are bringing out 50 to 60. I would say that's probably more likely along the coast than inland. Inland you go. The winds generally decrease quickly, but still, there will be enough wind gusts inland in interior New York State, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Connecticut to potentially cause some power outages with branches and maybe some trees down as well. So let's time it. As we move this system toward the northeast on Monday and Monday night, very heavy snow on the back quadrant here of this. Watch out for conditions where we have near zero visibility at times and wind gusting over 50 miles per hour. And this is going to go all the way through Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning, with some suggestion it will wind down Wednesday morning in the northeast New York area. Right back, when we come right back, we'll be going right to Chicago with some live impacts, but also we'll have special coverage tonight between 7 to 11. We'll be with you until then.
Currently in our area, 61 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, plenty of sunshine. High 70, winds northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, a few passing clouds. Low 51, winds west-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, windy with morning showers. High 74, chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, if you live in the Northeast and you don't have a snowblower, well, you just might want to buy one or maybe even rent one, because we have a new winter storm, Juno. This is shaping up to be one of the biggest snowstorms in the East in at least 2 years. This could be a Hall of Fame snowstorm.
Yeah, in fact, Juno has a real shot at becoming one of the top 5 snowstorms on record in a place like Boston, of all places. That just goes to show you how much snow is on the way. There is a blizzard watch issued for New York City, where more than a foot of snow is possible, up to 2 feet not out of the question. There's that blizzard watch also in effect for Boston, where 20 to 30 inches of snow may fall there, not to mention the screaming winds.
Yeah, this is shaping up to be a travel nightmare that will have impacts that will ripple from coast to coast, especially when we talk about air travel. So consider changing your travel plans right now if you can. Airlines will allow that. And we got all the angles and bases covered from this blockbuster storm, from the timing to the impacts, right here, right now on Weather Center Live. Well, a very dangerous and likely historic winter storm, Juno, is on the move this morning, and we're getting you ahead of it and getting prepared for it as well. Welcome to Weather Center Live on this Sunday morning. I'm Paul Goodlow.
And I'm Mark Elliott. You know, there are now 24.2 million people under blizzard watches. These blizzard watches extend from, let's say, north coastal Jersey all the way to coastal Massachusetts, including New York and Boston.
So again, right now, today, this is the time to get prepared ahead of this storm system. Talking about food for a couple of days. Gas up your car, get the salt, the shovels, maybe even a new snowblower.
Charging up those mobile devices is not a bad idea either. And it's not just the blizzard watches that could have those real impacts. There are 55 million of you underneath some sort of alert from the National Weather Service offices, from the Ohio Valley all the way up through New England.
Yeah, Juno now is going to hit some of the biggest cities in the eastern seaboard, including even Chicago. We're seeing snow right now. Detroit, we got snow, perhaps some strong winds and dropping temperatures for you. Cleveland, we could see another 2 to 4 inches of snow. Pittsburgh, we could be waking up and dealing with maybe a half foot of snow for your Monday morning. And our goal here is to help you plan, prepare, and protect yourselves. Janelle Klein is live right now in Chicago with the snow coming down already from Juno.
Yeah, blasting her in that shot. We're going to go out to Janelle in just a second. But first, let's start things off right here in the lab. Storm specialist Dr. Greg Postel. And Doc, 20 to 30 inches of snow possibly on the way.
Isn't that nuts? I know it's coming, and it's coming soon, coming tomorrow. Again, we will tonight here at the Weather Channel have live coverage from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time to get you ahead of the game for your Monday morning, because it's going to happen very quickly. But let's look about where it's happening now in the upper Midwest. We have snow, and, you know, not necessarily trivial snow either. Could make everything quite slippery across this region in northern Illinois, eastern Iowa, southern Wisconsin. Temperatures not so bad, low 30s, but it's kind of breezy, making it feel really uncomfortable. And snow does extend into northeastern Indiana, northwest, I would say quite a bit of Indianapolis, but also into parts of northern Ohio. We do expect a few inches as this little precursor system to the big blizzard moves through the heartland of America. You can see there it goes. It's kind of a hybrid right now where it's got rain and snow mix, and it's not all that cold of a storm. But if, for example, you're in Chicago, the snow should be ending later on this afternoon, but then move on off toward the east in central Ohio. This is how much we think we're going to get with this sort of seedling of a disturbance that's going to become our blizzard. But still, 1 to 3 inches in places in Chicago. I don't know, maybe an inch. Janelle Klein is there for us, letting us know what the conditions are like there right now. Janelle.
Yeah, Chicago is certainly living up to its name of the Windy City this morning, but that was not the case earlier this morning. You can see the precipitation coming down now and the wind picking up. So definitely different than what we saw a few hours ago. This morning, we saw temperatures in the mid-30s, very calm out here, no precipitation. So this is really, really changed in a hurry. We are here along Lake Michigan, and you can see now, again, that precipitation turning from rain to sleet, and it will turn to snow here as we go through the morning, eventually getting about an inch of snow here in Chicago, and even more than that to the south, up to 2 inches south of the city, especially south of I-80. This, though, is bigger than Chicago, definitely. In fact, this is the system that we've been talking about all morning that will lead to Winter Storm Juno. As it moves east through cities like Columbus and Pittsburgh, it will pick up intensity and really turn into what we're talking about along the eastern seaboard. So this is just the start of it, guys, and of course it's going to be a lot worse as we move into the early part of the week.
Janelle, thank you very much, reporting from Chicago. Now let's talk about what happens to the system as it gets to the northeast and really rapidly deepens off the east coast. 2+ feet, I'm thinking 20 to 30 inches in some areas in eastern Massachusetts and northern Rhode Island. Less as you go southwest from there toward New York and Philly, maybe there between 8 and 12 inches, and only a few inches in D.C. Sorry for the snow lovers there, but there's going to be a lot of wind too, guys, and potentially damaging conditions with near zero visibility and those strong winds, maybe shutting down some locations, travel becoming impossible. That's very a distinct outcome here that may happen with blizzard watches already in place across parts of the Northeast. Look at this, those dark areas in blue. Blizzard watch now in effect, meaning blizzard conditions likely beginning tomorrow. We will have cold air in place across the region. Low pressure will be here. That thing up there, that's actually a high pressure. That's a cold one. Draining cold air. Everywhere shaded here is where the temperature will be below 32, we think, on Tuesday morning. So this is not so much of a rain-snow event like we've seen so often this year. It is primarily a snow event and a cold one with a strong pressure gradient between that high pressure to the north and the low pressure there, where we're going to have wind gusts perhaps up to 50 to 60 miles per hour. That may be one of the lost things about all this storm. It's going to be really, really snowy and really, really windy beginning early tomorrow in the Northeast. Mark, back to you.
Thanks, Doc. Yeah, and although we don't have any real organized travel headaches at the airports right now, expect the airport travel to go downhill quick as this storm ramps up. As early as the rest of today, we will see rain changing over to snow along portions of the I-70 corridor. Leave yourself some extra time if you're trying to get to the Indianapolis airport or O'Hare or Midway, which are now both reporting snowfall, by the way. Indianapolis certainly crashes over to snow by tonight. We'll also see snow along I-70 all the way over towards the Mid-Atlantic by the time we get into the morning. That really ramps up Monday into Monday night. Now, granted, I-70 here is the cutoff for the heaviest snow. Going north of there, there'll be more. We'll talk to the National Weather Service in New York next.
How do you turn an idea into something real? It takes passion, innovation, and most importantly, an after party. The 2015 Corolla. Toyota, let's go places.
Didn't you already do all this over there?
Just wait. Parties always end up in the kitchen.
Get more Pepsi and Tostitos with unbeatable prices. Backed by Savings Catcher. Walmart.
Alka-Seltzer Plus presents The Cold Truth.
I have a cold with terrible chest congestion. Better take something. I'll catch up later.
Truth is, Theraflu Severe Cold doesn't treat chest congestion.
Really?
New Alka-Seltzer Plus Day Powder rushes relief to your worst cold symptoms plus chest congestion.
Oh, what a relief it is.
Here we go!
And now, Alka-Seltzer Plus has a complete line of powders to treat your worst cold symptoms.
You get sick, you can't breathe through your nose. Suddenly, you're a mouth breather. A mouth breather. Well, put on a Breathe Right strip and shut your mouth. Cold medicines open your nose over time, but add a Breathe Right strip and pow, it opens your nose up to 38% more. So you can breathe and do the one thing you want to do, sleep. Add Breathe Right to your cold medicine, shut your mouth, and sleep right. Breathe Right. And look for the calming scent of new Breathe Right lavender in the sleep aisle.
Currently in our area, 61 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, lots of sunshine, high 70, winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy, low 51, winds west-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, windy with morning showers, high 74, chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Tracking what's shaping up to be the biggest storm of the season. We'll have live coverage from across the Northeast Monday morning on the Weather Channel.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
Here's our new trainer, Ensure Active Heart Health.
I maximize good stuff, like my potassium, and phytosterols, which may help lower cholesterol.
New Ensure Active Heart Health supports your heart and body so you stay active and strong. Ensure. Take life in.
How can power consumption in China impact wool exports from New Zealand, textile production in Spain, and the use of medical technology in the U.S.? At T. Rowe Price, we understand the connections of a complex global economy. It's just one reason over 85% of our mutual funds beat their 10-year Lipper average. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Request a prospectus or summary prospectus with investment information, risks, fees, and expenses to read and consider carefully before investing.
Energizer Ultimate Lithium, the world's longest-lasting AA battery in high-tech devices. Up to 6 times longer than the other leading brand.
Away. Away is the smell of victory. And the smell of burgers. Away is always having home field advantage, even when you're miles away from home. Find your away. For a dealer in the RV that's right for you, visit GoRVing.com.
Well, breaking news right now. A blizzard watch has now been issued for New York City, even up towards Providence and Rhode Island. Because of our approaching winter storm Juno, we can expect a very strong winds, not to mention a couple of feet of snow, maybe even 2.5 to 3 feet of snow, not out of the question. Yeah, it's type of storm I have to break out a yardstick. We could see snow perhaps, 2.5 to maybe even 3 feet deep from the storm system. Take a look at our forecast map, especially out here towards the Boston area, out to Worcester. We're talking more than 2 feet. this will be a top 5 snowstorm for you, but also do not go to sleep at all in New York City. We could see maybe 1 to 2 feet of snow there. 18 inches, not out of the question. We could see the type of snow we saw 2 years ago with the Winter Storm Nemo. We're talking about thousands of people trapped on the roadways because it hit just in the middle of the afternoon and the roads froze. It was definitely a pain to get around there. So you can see here in the pink here, 18 to 24 inches. Again, this is right there. That's 24 inches of snow. That's on the roadways. That is going to cause a travel nightmare. Not to mention the airports here. They got to clear the runways. That's going to be difficult. And one thing we're not really talking a whole lot about is the wind with this system. It'll start tomorrow and then howl right on through Wednesday morning. Talking winds gusting at times 40, 50 miles per hour. Travel will be shut down across the Northeast corridor for a couple of days to start this week. Mark?
And we want to talk about Winter Storm Juno with Joe Polina from the National Weather Service in Upton, New York. Joe, what are you guys focusing in on? What do you think are the biggest risks with this storm approaching?
One will be the heavy snow that's going to impact the area. We're forecasting anywhere from 18 to 24 inches of snow. So that's a lot of snow, and in this area, it's a huge, huge impact. Another thing that we're focusing on is the high winds. Gusts up to 50 miles per hour are possible in this area. And the visibility, less than a quarter of a mile at times.
So we know that you guys have recently upgraded to a blizzard watch across the area. Can you explain a little bit about the thinking of why you went from winter storm watch to blizzard watch in this case?
Yeah, the models are trending with a closer track to the coast. So that's bringing more precip than was originally thought earlier.
Now, with such a big storm on the way, we know in past storms that meteorologists from all different areas get some flack from government. Are you talking to some of the government officials to make sure they know that this storm is coming and it is going to be as big a deal as you're saying?
Oh, yeah, we do conference calls regularly during these types of situations.
And, you know, we continue to follow the storm. How else are you trying to get the word out from everybody? I know you guys use your website, but are you on social media putting out updates as well?
Yes, we put up any updates we get on social media as soon as we can.
And Joe, I know you're forecasting to 18 and 24 inches of snow there across your forecasting area. What will that put that in terms of the record books of how big of a storm this will be, considering what we had even 2 years ago?
Yeah, it's going to be one for the history books.
That's okay if he doesn't have the stats right in front of him.
For instance, you know, the record for Central Park is 12.3 inches for Monday.
And we have the potential of hitting that with this storm. Joe Polina, thanks so much for your time. We're going to give you more updates on where this storm is going next.
Toenail fungus? Don't hide it, fight it with new FDA-approved Jublia. Jublia, efinaconazole 10% topical solution, is a prescription medicine proven to treat fungal infections of the toenails. Use Jublia as instructed by your doctor. Most common side effects include ingrown toenail, application site redness, itching, swelling, burning or stinging, blisters, and pain. Fight it! Ask your doctor now if new Jublia is right for you.
Didn't you already do all this over there?
Just wait. Parties always end up in the kitchen.
Get more Pepsi and Tostitos with unbeatable prices. Backed by Savings Catcher. Walmart.
Oh no. Can you fix it, Dad?
Yeah, I can fix that.
I wanted a car that could handle anything.
I fixed it!
That's why I got a Subaru Legacy.
Symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 36 mpg.
I gotta break more toys.
Introducing the all-new Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
Now is the time to experience the freedom of guided travel with Colette.
Marvel at iconic landmarks. Savor delicious meals. Come to know new cultures and make new friends. Across all 7 continents, enjoy immersive itineraries featuring experiences you can only find with Colette. All you have to do is embrace the adventure. To order your free brochure, call 855-713-8687. Experience the best in guided travel.
Tomorrow at 9, the Weather Channel unearths the investigation.
This was a totally preventable accident.
The mysteries.
Nobody was flying the plane.
And the final moments.
In 1 second, their fellow passengers.
After you choose your bait, you push this little button right here. And then you cast it nice and smooth. Then you wait. Ready to give it a whirl? You'll get the hang of it.
Families everywhere are feeling the love for their natural gas ranges. Find out why at naturalgaslove.com.
Sunny is back.
What? Oh, God!
And looking better than ever.
American Girl, blue eyes, blonde hair.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. The all-new season premieres Wednesday, January 14th at 10, only on FXX.
Enjoy a spectacular 2-night Bahamas Paradise Cruise from just $149. Call 800-814-7100 and let the fun begin. That's 800-814-7100.
There's no obligation, so call toll-free at 1-800-200-6120.
We're tracking what's shaping up to be the biggest storm of the season. We'll have live coverage from across the Northeast, Monday morning on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 61 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, lots of sunshine, high 70, winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy, low 51, winds west-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, windy with morning showers, high 74, chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All right, welcome back in as we continue to follow Winter Storm Juno. Boston, it looks like a lovely day, right? Temperatures are in the low to mid 30s right now, but don't be fooled. There's a blizzard watch in place. We expect the conditions to really go downhill by tomorrow night. Temperatures will drop into the teens, and up to 30 inches of snow are possible by the time this is done. A few tips for after the storm has gone by. According to the Massachusetts government, you need to stay off the street so plows can go through, and the plows will be needed for this one. If you are shoveling out sidewalks, help out dig out the fire hydrants and the drains, so that that'll help a lot. And you know what? Be careful when shoveling this snow. There is a lot of snow coming. This could be heart attack snow just by the sheer volume of snow that's on the way. I want to give you an update here on Juno and where this storm is right now and where it's going with that potential. A big storm, the potential biggest storm of the season. In fact, the newest information are these blizzard watches. This is coastal New Jersey, including Toms River, right on up through New York City, over through Long Island, southern Connecticut, Rhode Island, and into Massachusetts. So that includes Boston, Providence, New Haven, New York City, Toms River, big cities in play here under blizzard watches. Now, we're looking at a lot of snow. This is the zoom in on New York City. This pink color, 18 to 24 inches of snow possible. That's right, 2 feet of snow, not out of the question for New York. Now, it's not just that sliver of blizzard watches. These are all winter storm watches throughout the rest of New England. We've got winter storm warnings stretching out all the way back towards the Ohio Valley, where the storm is right now. In fact, when all is said and done, look at this swath of snow. 5 to 8 inches across much of Pennsylvania, really ramping up for the New England coastline. That's going to be the bullseye of the heaviest snowfall. Here's where we are now, though. You can see that counterclockwise spin. That's the area of low pressure getting organized. Snow has now crashed through Peoria. You were raining just about an hour ago. Now snow for Peoria. This low, though, once it goes off the coast, boom, right? All bets are off here. A huge development for this storm. All these lines are lines of equal pressure, and the more there are, the windier it will be. So we're not only looking at heavy snow moving in tomorrow and continuing on into Tuesday, but this snow is going to be wind-blown snow. Visibility will go down to near zero at times from New York to Boston, hence the blizzard watches. There's going to be a dangerous scenario here with this wind. Paul, the wind gusts, especially from Montauk to Nantucket to Boston, up to 80 miles per hour. Not out of the question. Over to you.
Yeah, that's the strength of a Category 1 hurricane. Again, wild storm there, but let's track this storm system. Even starting today across the country, the snow should be ending this afternoon in Chicago, but just beginning in Cincinnati and even Cleveland, even Pittsburgh. We could deal with a half a foot of snow, but then tomorrow, this storm really starts cranking up. Mark was just showing you that with the wind and also the rain and the plenty of snow. Maybe some rain in the Carolinas, but the snow across the Northeast, that'll have travel implications from coast to coast. And hey, speaking of the other coast, we got rain in Southern California moving into Arizona as we head on towards your Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, even more mountain rain, mountain snow here across the Sierras, which is great news, and rain showers across the interior west. But we're still winding down our storm system. Snow is still falling. It's blowing sideways with 40, 50, 60 plus mile per hour winds. Finally winding down on Wednesday, but New England, Maine still getting hit pretty hard with this. Meanwhile, some mountain snow here across the northern Rockies. Skiers are loving that. And then by Thursday, we start still seeing snow here across parts of Lake Tahoe region. But now another winter storm here in the Midwest. More snow. And guess where this is going? Thursday night into Friday, back in the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, even New England. And also heading to the Super Bowl. Well, Friday, some scattered showers here across the Southwest. Even Saturday, a better chance of rain here across Arizona. Snow across northern Arizona. Mark?
Thanks, Paul. And let's talk weather and play now, because, you know, we've had those storms go through the Northeast. We just had Winter Storm Iola. Now we've got Winter Storm Juno. So for the ski lovers out there, it's welcome news. How about your ski forecast from Mount Snow, Vermont? Plenty cold today to get the snow machines cranking, but some of Juno's snow comes in on Monday.
Weather and Play brought to you by Audi, proud sponsor of the U.S. ski team.
Grandpa Bodie, Grandma said you used to be out of control.
Really? I guess I did take some risks. I trained a little bit differently. I was a little too honest sometimes. The media is useless.
You were out of control.
But not always.
Fiber One now makes cookies. Find them in the cookie aisle.
She inspires you. No question about that. But your erectile dysfunction? That could be a question of blood flow. Cialis Tadalafil for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment's right. You can be more confident in your ability to be ready. And the same Cialis is the only daily ED tablet approved to treat ED and symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently or urgently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines, and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any allergic reactions like rash, hives, swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, or difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a free 30-tablet trial.
Hold your own with a confident look for any occasion. Right now at Men's Warehouse, select suits are on sale for $199.99. Plus, buy one, get one free on almost everything else in the store. Confidence in every look. Only at Men's Warehouse.
Just tell us your budget, and the Name Your Price tool helps you find a whole range of coverages. No one else gives you options like that.
No one at all. No one at all.
No one.
Wake up. You okay?
Hey, buddy. I just had a dream that Progressive had this thing called...
Your budget and the name your price tool helps you find a whole...
Isn't a dream, is it?
Nope.
Sorry. You know that thing freaks me out.
He can hear you. He didn't mean that, Kevin. Yes, he did.
Keeping our competitors up at night. Now that's Progressive.
Why do you want to get everybody Spring Value vitamins from Walmart? Because you need him to feel healthy for your big reunion. Because you need to feel the moves, not the ears.
Dance Team Captain 94.
And because you need Grandpa to feel like he has more energy than they do. Shop the whole line of Spring Valley vitamins now. Only at Walmart.com and Walmart.
Atlantic Beach Sports.
Oh, love it.
Houma, Louisiana.
Oh, fantastic food. Carefree, Arkansas.
Been there.
Looneyville, Texas.
Done that. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Phil and I go way back. Love that little animal.
Jim Cantori joins AMHQ starting tomorrow on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 61 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, lots of sunshine, high 70, winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy, low 51, winds west-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, windy with morning showers, high 74, chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.